Did you know that every day you lose a piece of your life before work even starts? Not because of your job, because of your commute. You sit in traffic, listen to random songs, you scroll your phone if you are not driving, you replay your problems, you think about your bills, your work, your stress, your future, and by the time you arrive, your mind already feels tired. But here's the part most people miss. That same commute could be the reason your life starts changing. If you spend 30 minutes going to work and 30 minutes going home, that is 1 hour a day. 5 days a week, that is 5 hours. In a month, that is around 20 hours. In 1 year, that is more than 200 hours. That is not just travel time. That is enough time to finish books, enough time to learn a language, enough time to understand money better, enough time to improve your communication, enough time to build ideas that can change your future. The question is not, do I have time? The real question is, what am I doing with the time I already have? That is what I call commute school. Not a real school, no classroom, no teacher, no exams. Just you, your travel time, and the decision to become a little better every day. And once you understand how to use it, your daily ride to work will never feel useless again. Most people think self-improvement needs extra time. They think they need a perfect morning routine, a quiet room, a notebook, a long reading session, a few free hours after work. But for many people, that free time never comes. You wake up, you prepare for work, you travel, you work the whole day, you travel home, you eat, you feel tired, you sleep. Then tomorrow you do it again. And because life feels busy, self-improvement keeps getting delayed. You tell yourself, I will read when I have more time. I will learn when work becomes less stressful. I will improve when life becomes easier. But life does not always become easier. Sometimes you have to improve inside the life you already have. Not when everything is perfect. Not when your schedule is empty. Not when motivation finally arrives. But during the small spaces that already exist. And your commute is one of those spaces. It may look boring. It may feel like wasted time. But boring moments are powerful when you use them intentionally. Because your future is not only built during big decisions. It is built during repeated ordinary moments. What you listen to. What you think about. What you repeat. What you practice, what you allow into your mind every day. That is why your commute matters. Because even if it feels small, it happens again and again. And anything repeated long enough starts to shape you. But before you start filling your commute with audiobooks, podcasts, lessons, there is one mistake you need to avoid. Because if you do this wrong, your commute will not become self-improvement. It will just become another form of noise. And that mistake is this: consuming too much. But applying nothing. A lot of people listen to motivational videos every day. They feel inspired in the car. They feel productive for a few minutes. They feel like they are doing something good. But when they arrive at work, nothing changes. Same reactions, same habits, same excuses, same spending, same attitude, same life. Because motivation without action becomes entertainment. You can listen to hundreds of videos about discipline and still be undisciplined. You can listen to personal finance lessons and still waste your money. You can listen to communication advice and still argue the same way. You can listen to career advice and still avoid improving your skills. So the goal is not to consume more content. The goal is to choose better input and apply one small thing. That is the difference. Commute school is not about becoming busy in your mind. It is about becoming intentional. If you hear one useful idea during your commute, ask yourself, how can I use this today? If you listen to a lesson about communication, use it in one conversation. If you listen to a lesson about money, use it before your next purchase. If you listen to Arabic phrases, use one phrase at work. If you listen to something about discipline, use it when you feel lazy. One idea applied is better than 10 ideas forgotten. That is how your commute becomes useful. Not because you listened, but because you changed something after listening. Now, if you are driving, your first rule is safety. Do not read, do not type notes, do not watch videos, do not do anything that takes your eyes away from the road. For drivers, the best tool is audio. Audiobooks, podcasts, language lessons, recorded notes, voice memos, your own scripts, your own reminders. Your car can become a classroom, but it should never become a distraction. Keep it simple. Prepare what you will listen to before you start driving, but do not keep searching while on the road. Do not keep changing videos. Do not let your phone control the drive. Choose the lesson before you leave, then just listen. If you are not driving, maybe you are in a bus, train, taxi, company vehicle, then you can do more. You can read a few pages. You can review vocabulary, write video ideas, plan your day, take notes, watch an educational video, review your goals. But even then, do not overload yourself. The goal is not to turn your commute into a stressful productivity challenge. The goal is to make your commute useful without making it exhausting. Because if your system is too complicated, you will quit. So make it simple. One commute, one purpose. That is enough. Now, here's where Commute School becomes powerful. Your morning commute and your evening commute should not always be the same because your mind needs different things at different times. In the morning, your commute should prepare you, but after work, your commute should review you. And this small difference can change how you grow. In the morning, ask yourself, what kind of person do I want to be today? Do I want to be calm, focused, patient, professional, disciplined, confident, useful, kind, hard to ignore? Then choose something that supports that identity. Maybe you listen to short lessons about communication. Maybe you listen to Arabic phrases you can use at work. Maybe you listen to a business idea. Maybe you listen to a personal finance lesson. Maybe you listen to your own voice practicing a script. Maybe you listen to something that reminds you to stay patient and focused. The point is simple. Your morning commute should help you arrive better than when you left. Not more angry, not more distracted, not more stressed, not more negative. Better. Because the way you enter your day matters. If you enter your workday already annoyed, distracted, and mentally tired, you are more likely to react badly. You may speak carelessly. You may lose focus. You may complain more. You may waste time. You may bring negative energy into your work. But if you use your commute to prepare your mind even a little, you give yourself a better chance. You may still have problems. Work may still be stressful. Traffic may still be annoying. People may still be difficult. But you are not entering the day empty. You are entering with intention. And that matters. Then, on the way home, your commute becomes different. This is not just learning time anymore. This is reflection time. Because most people finish work and bring the whole day home with them. The stress, the frustration, the mistakes, the conversations they keep replaying, the things they wish they said, the problems they cannot stop thinking about. And by the time they get home, they are physically home but mentally still at work. So use your evening commute to process your day before you reach your door. Ask yourself, what did I do well today? What did I not handle properly? What did I learn? What should I do differently tomorrow? Did I act like the person I want to become? These questions are simple, but they are powerful. Because most people repeat the same day again and again, but they never study their own behavior. They blame their boss. They blame traffic. They blame schedule. They blame their coworkers. They blame stress. They blame everything around them, but they never ask, how can I respond better? How can I communicate better? How can I manage myself better? How can I become more valuable? How can I stop repeating the same mistakes? Your commute can become the place where you study your own life, and that is where real growth starts. Not from pretending to be perfect, but from honestly noticing what needs to improve. Now, here is another important rule. Do not change topics every day. This is where many people fail. Monday, they listen to business. Tuesday, they listen to fitness. Wednesday, they listen to investing. Thursday, they listen to relationships. Friday, they listen to motivation. The next week, they forget everything. Too much random information becomes noise. You feel like you are learning, but your mind never goes deep enough to actually change. So instead, choose one theme per week. 1 week for money. 1 week for communication. 1 week for language. 1 week for discipline. 1 week for career growth. 1 week for health. 1 week for business. This gives your mind time to absorb the lesson. You are not just collecting information. You are building understanding. For example, if this week is about money, every commute is about money. Listen to saving. Listen to investing. Listen to spending habits. Listen to debt. Listen to financial discipline. Listen to how money decisions affect your future. By the end of the week, you may not become rich immediately, but your thinking can start to change. And when your thinking changes, your decisions decisions can change. And when your decisions change, your future can change. If this week is about communication, listen to lessons about listening, speaking clearly, staying calm, handling conflict, and explaining ideas better. Then practice it at work. If this week is about Arabic, repeat the same useful phrases until they become natural. Do not just listen once and move on. Repeat, practice, use it. That is how learning becomes part of you. Because self-improvement is not about touching many topics. It is about letting the right lessons change how you live. Now, some days you will be tired, and that is normal. You are not a robot. You do not need to be productive every second. Sometimes, after a long day, the best commute is not another podcast. It is silence. No lesson, no music, no scrolling, no noise, just silence. At first, silence may feel uncomfortable because we are used to feeling every empty moment. The moment we feel bored, we reach for the phone. The moment we feel stressed, we play something. The moment we feel alone with our thoughts, we escape. But silence can show you things that noise keeps hiding. Can show you what you are worried about. It can show you what you keep avoiding. It can show you what you actually want. It can help your mind breathe. So do not think commute school always means consuming content. Sometimes the lesson is reflection. Sometimes the lesson is rest. Sometimes the lesson is calming down before you enter your home. Because growth is not just learning more. Growth is also becoming more aware, more peaceful, more intentional, more in control of yourself. So here is one simple weekly system you can follow. Choose one theme for the week. Before Monday, decide what your commute will be about. Then, prepare your content in advance. One audiobook, a few podcast episodes, a short playlist, a language lesson, your own recorded notes. Then, use your morning commute to learn or prepare. Use your evening commute to reflect or review. At the end of the week, ask yourself, what is one thing I learned? What is one thing I applied? What changed my behavior? That last question matters. Because if nothing changes in your behavior, then you did not really improve. You were only entertained by self-improvement, and that is easy to do. It feels good to listen to advice. It feels good to imagine a better life. It feels good to think one day I will change. But real growth asks for proof. Not big proof, just small proof. Did you save a little more? Did you speak a little better? Did you stay calmer in one difficult moment? Did you practice one phrase? Did you write one idea? Did you make one better decision? And that is enough. Small proof repeated often becomes identity. And identity is powerful because one day you stop seeing yourself as someone who is trying to improve. You start becoming someone who improves naturally, someone who uses small moments, someone who does not wait for perfect conditions, someone who does not waste every boring part of life, someone who understands that ordinary time can build an extraordinary future. And if you only remember one thing from this video, remember this: your commute is not wasted because it is boring. Your commute is wasted when you use it without intention. You do not need to be productive all the time. You do not need to listen to lessons every single ride. You do not need to turn your life into a never-ending self-improvement project. But you do need to be honest with yourself. If you are spending hours every week in traffic and every hour is filled with random noise, then maybe the problem is not lack of time. Maybe the problem is lack of direction. Because every day, you are already going somewhere physically. The real question is, are you also going somewhere mentally? Are you becoming better on the way? Or are you arriving at the same place as the same person again and again? Your commute can be just traffic, or it can become training. It can be noise, or it can become growth. It can be another wasted hour, or it can become your daily classroom. So tomorrow, before you leave, do one simple thing. Choose your lesson before the ride starts. One audiobook chapter, one podcast episode, one Arabic lesson, one personal finance topic, one voice memo, one question to reflect on. Just one, then use it. Do not just listen. Apply one thing. Repeat that for a week. Then repeat it for a month. And slowly your commute will stop feeling like dead time. It will become part of your growth. You will speak a little better, think a little clearer, handle stress a little calmer, understand money a little more, get better ideas, waste less time, feel more in control. And that is the power of commute school. It does not require extra hours. It does not require a perfect schedule. It does not require motivation every day. It only requires you to stop treating your commute like wasted time, because you are not just commuting. You are attending commute school, and class starts the moment you decide to use your time better. If you learned anything in this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.